Prophet Abraham, friend of God, a birth in your city. In southern Mesopotamia, on the banks of the Euphrates River, there was the city of Ur. It was the capital of the Chaldeans. Today, it is an ancient city in Iraq. It was famous for its huge temples called ziggurats and its incredible wealth. The Torah states, the lineage of Terah is as follows: Terah was the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Haran was the father of Lot. Haran died in Ur, the city of the Chaldeans, where he was born, while his father Terah was still alive. Genesis 11:27-28. In the Quran, however, the birthplace of Prophet Abraham is not mentioned. Only his struggle against his people is described. According to the Torah, Prophet Abraham's father was Terah, while according to the Quran it was Azar. Are these two names the same person? Scholars have offered different interpretations. Some say, Terah is his real name, and Azar is his nickname. Some say, Terah is his father, and Azar is his uncle. Some say, they are both the same person, only the names are different. What is certain is that Prophet Ibrahim's father-uncle was an idol maker. The Quran states, and when Ibrahim said to his father Azar, do you take idols as gods? Indeed, I see you and your people in manifest error. Al-An'am 6:74. That is, his father made and sold idols. He was an idol merchant. And at that time, the moon god Sin was worshipped in your city. There was a huge temple, a ziggurat. People would come there and worship idols. It was in such an environment, in such an idolatrous family, that Prophet Ibrahim was born. According to the Torah, he was given the name Abram, later Abraham. In the Quran, however, he is referred to as Ibrahim from the beginning. Ibrahim means father of nations in Hebrew. The child hidden in a cave. According to legends, a strange event occurred in the sky on the night Prophet Ibrahim was born. A star appeared, very bright. It swallowed other stars. King Nimrod's astrologers saw this. They were astonished. What does this mean? They asked. The oldest astrologer said, tonight, a child was born. When that child grows up, he will threaten the king's power. He will change his religion. Nimrod was afraid. Is that so? He said. Then kill all the male children born tonight. When Prophet Ibrahim's mother heard this, she was afraid. She hid her baby. She took him to a cave and hid him there. It is said that Prophet Ibrahim grew up in that cave. His mother would secretly come and breastfeed him. God protected him. Angels were watching over him. These details are not mentioned in the Torah. But this story exists in Islamic and Jewish midrash sources. The first search for monotheism, stars, moon, sun. When Prophet Ibrahim came out of the cave, he saw the sky for the first time. How beautiful it was! This scene is beautifully described in the Quran. When the darkness of night covered him, he saw a star and said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "I do not love those that set." Al-An'am 6:76. When he saw the moon rising, he said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "If my Lord does not guide me, I will surely be among the misguided." An'am 6:77. When he saw the sun rising, he said, "This is my Lord, indeed, this is greater." And when it set, he said, "O my people! I am far removed from what you associate with God." An'am 6:78. I have turned my face to him who created the heavens and the earth from nothing, believing in his oneness, and I am not of the polytheists. An'am 6:79. That's how it is. Prophet Abraham found God through logic, reason, and observation. the stars, the moon, the sun. They all set and disappear. Therefore, it cannot be with these. The true God must be the one who created them. This event is not mentioned in the Torah. But the Quran describes in detail how Prophet Abraham reached monotheism. This is very important. It shows that, if a person uses his reason, he can find God. Argument with his father Azar. Prophet Ibrahim went to his father. Father, he said, why do you worship idols? They are stones, wood, things made by your own hands. How can they be gods? In the Quran, and when Ibrahim said to his father Azar, do you take idols as gods? Indeed, I see you and your people in manifest error. Al-An'am 6:74. Azar became angry. Silence. He said. You are a child, you do not know. Prophet Ibrahim said, Father, knowledge has come to me. Follow me, and I will guide you. My father. Indeed, knowledge has come to me that has not come to you. So follow me, and I will guide you. Maryam 19:43. My father. Do not worship Satan. For Satan has rebelled against God. Maryam 19:44. My father. I truly fear that a punishment from God will befall you, lest you become a friend of Satan. Maryam 19:45. But Azar did not listen. On the contrary, he threatened, Abraham. Are you turning away from my gods? If you do not desist, I swear I will stone you. Stay away from me for a long time. Maryam 19:46. Prophet Abraham was sad. But he was respectful, peace be upon you. I will ask forgiveness for you from my Lord, for he is most gracious to me. Maryam 19:47. And he left the house. This argument is not mentioned in the Torah. But the Quran describes the dialogue between Prophet Abraham and his father in great detail. Invitation to the people, what are these idols? Prophet Ibrahim began to go to his people. He asked them, what are these idols that you worship? Anbiya 21:52. They said, we found our fathers worshipping them. Anbiya 21:53. Prophet Ibrahim, indeed, you and your forefathers are in manifest error. Anbiya 21:54. The people, have you brought us the truth, or are you one of the liars? Anbiya 21:55. Prophet Ibrahim, no, your Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. He created them from nothing, and I am one of those who bear witness to this. Anbiya 21:56. But they did not listen. Prophet Ibrahim tried a different method, the plan to break the idols. One day, the people had a great festival. Everyone was going to leave the city. They were going to have a celebration. They said to Prophet Abraham, come with us. Prophet Abraham made an excuse, I am sick. Safat 37:89. That is, I cannot come, I am sick. This is one of the three metaphors of Prophet Abraham, as Prophet Muhammad said. He wasn't actually sick, but he wouldn't come. Everyone left. The city emptied. Prophet Abraham went to the idol temple. There were hundreds of idols there. Big ones, small ones, food was served before them. People had made offerings to the idols. Prophet Abraham looked at the idols. He said mockingly, aren't you eating? What's wrong with you? Why aren't you speaking? Safat 37:91-92. Of course, there was no answer. The idols were stone, silent. Then Prophet Abraham took an axe. He broke all the small idols. He smashed them to pieces. But he left the largest idol. and he hung the axe around his neck. In the Quran, I will surely cut them into pieces, except their greatest one. Perhaps they will turn to him. Al-Anbiya 21:57-58. Then he left the great court. Did you do this? When the people returned from the festivities, they saw the temple of idols. They were shocked. Who did this to our idols? He is indeed one of the wrongdoers. Al-Anbiya 21:59. Someone said, we heard a young man named Abraham mentioning them. Al-Anbiya 21:60. They immediately seized Prophet Abraham. They brought him to court. King Nimrod, other dignitaries, the people. Everyone was there. They asked, did you do this to our gods, O Abraham? Anbiya 21:62. Prophet Abraham skillfully replied, no, it was the elders who did it. Ask them, if they can speak. Anbiya 21:63. The people were astonished. They turned to themselves, surely you are the wrongdoers. Anbiya 21:64. But then they returned to their former ways. By Allah, you know that they do not speak. Anbiya 21:65. Prophet Abraham declared victory. So do you worship things other than God that can neither benefit you nor harm you? Woe to you and to those things you worship instead of God. Will you not then understand? Anbiya 21:66-67. The people found no answer. But they persisted, if you are going to do it, then burn it. Help your gods. Anbiya 21:68. This event is not mentioned in the Torah. It exists only in the Quran and Islamic sources. Thrown into the fire. Nimrod ordered, burn Abraham in the fire. The people began to prepare a huge fire. 4 days they gathered wood. They piled it up, they made such a fire that its flames rose to the sky. It is said that the fire was so hot that even birds that approached it were burned and fell. How were they going to throw Prophet Abraham into it? They made a catapult. They tied him and put him in the catapult. Just as he was about to be thrown, Gabriel came. O Abraham, do you have a wish? He said. Prophet Abraham, not from you, but from God. Rumor. Gabriel, then ask him. Prophet Abraham, he knows my situation. There is no need to tell him. And the catapult was launched. While Prophet Ibrahim was flying through the air, he said these words, God is sufficient for us, and he is the best disposer of affairs. This statement is so powerful that it takes a long time to contemplate its meaning. And Prophet Ibrahim fell into the fire, but God commanded, O fire, be cool and safe for Ibrahim. Al-Anbiya 21:69. And the miracle happened. The fire stopped giving off heat. The flames did not touch Prophet Ibrahim. It is said that the fire became so cool that Prophet Ibrahim shivered. He prayed, let it be a little hotter. People watched in amazement. They said, how is this possible? Prophet Ibrahim was sitting in the middle of the fire. As if he were in a rose garden. In the Quran, they intended to plot against him, but we made them the greatest losers. Al-Anbiya 21:70. This event is not mentioned in the Torah. But the Quran describes it in detail. It is also not mentioned in the Bible. But similar stories can be found in Jewish Midrash sources. A debate with Nimrod. After being saved from the fire, Prophet Abraham again confronted Nimrod. Nimrod was arrogant. He thought himself a god. In the Quran, have you not seen Abraham arguing with his Lord about his Lord, saying, my Lord has given me dominion? When Abraham said, my Lord gives life and causes death, he said, I also give life and cause death. Abraham said, indeed, God causes the sun to rise from the east, you also cause it to rise from the west. So the disbeliever was astonished. Al-Baqarah 2:258. That is, Prophet Abraham, my Lord gives and takes life. Nimrod, I also do. Bring these two prisoners. I will kill one and release the other. Behold, I also kill and give life. Prophet Abraham, well, God causes the sun to rise from the east. You also cause it to rise from the west. Nimrod could not find an answer. According to another account, Nimrod said, I too am God. Look, I have a throne, I have possessions. Prophet Abraham said, the real God is in the heavens and on earth. Can you ascend to the heavens? Nimrod had a cage built. He put eagles inside. He launched the cage towards the sky. But of course, he could not reach God. In the end, God destroyed him. It is said that a small mosquito entered Nimrod's nostril. It reached his brain. Nimrod went mad with pain. He felt relief as they hit his head. Finally, they hit his head so much that he died. Thus, the arrogant Nimrod was destroyed in such a helpless way. The name Nimrod is mentioned in the Torah, but without detail. The name Nimrod is not mentioned in the Quran either, but he is referred to as the one to whom possessions were given. In Islamic sources, this person is accepted as Nimrod. Migration, the journey to Haran. After being saved from the fire, Prophet Abraham decided to leave your land. God revealed to him, leave that land. I will show you a new homeland. In the Torah, the Lord said to Abram, leave your land, your relatives, and your father's house and go to the land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation, I will bless you and grant you fame, you will be a blessing. Genesis 12:1-2. Prophet Abraham, his wife Sarah, and his nephew Lot set out on their journey. First, they went to Haran. Haran is a district in Şanlıurfa province of Turkey today. At that time, it was an important trade center. According to the Torah, Prophet Abraham's father, Terah, also went with them. He died in Haran. Terah lived in Haran for 205 years and then died. Genesis 11:32. This detail is not mentioned in the Quran. However, the freedom of Prophet Abraham is mentioned. Lot also believed in him. Abraham said, I am migrating to my Lord, for he is the all-powerful, the all-wise. Ankbut 29:26. Journey to Egypt and Sarah's beauty. After Haran, Prophet Abraham went to the land of Canaan, Palestine. But there was a famine there. There was no food. So, they went to Egypt temporarily. It is described in the Torah as follows, Prophet Abraham said to his wife Sarah, you are very beautiful. When the Egyptians see you, they might kill me, saying, this is his wife. Tell them, this is my sister, and they will be kind to me. Indeed, Sarah was very beautiful. When they entered Egypt, Pharaoh's men saw her. They said, how beautiful she is. They informed Pharaoh. Pharaoh took Sarah to his palace. He gave gifts to Prophet Abraham, sheep, cattle, donkeys, camels, servants, but God punished Pharaoh and his household with diseases. Pharaoh understood, this woman is Abraham's wife, not his sister. He summoned Prophet Abraham, why did you lie to me? Take your wife and leave. And he sent them away. Interpretation of this event, Prophet Abraham truly said Sarah was his sister, because she was his uncle's daughter. That is, she was considered a relative, a sister. But at the same time, she was also his wife. Prophet Abraham did not lie completely. He used it metaphorically. That is, he used another meaning of the word. Prophet Muhammad, while narrating this event, said, Prophet Abraham lied 3 times using metaphors, saying I am sick, saying the elders did it, and saying she is my sister about Sarah. But these were not actual lies. They were words spoken metaphorically. This event is not mentioned in the Quran. It is only found in the Torah and Islamic sources. The birth of Hagar and Ishmael. Sarah could not have children for many years. She was very sad. She kept saying, I have no child. One day, she said to Prophet Abraham, I have a slave girl, Hagar. Marry her, perhaps God will give you a child. In the Torah, Sarah said to Abram, the Lord is preventing me from having children. Please marry my slave girl, perhaps I will have a child from her. Abram did as Sarah said. Genesis 16:2. Prophet Abraham married Hagar. And Hagar became pregnant. According to the Torah, Prophet Abraham was 86 years old when this happened. Hagar gave birth to a son. They named him Ishmael. In the Quran, my Lord, grant me a righteous son. And we gave him the good news of a gentle and meek son. Safat 37:100-101. This good news is for Prophet Ishmael. Prophet Ishmael means God hears in Arabic. Because God heard and accepted Prophet Abraham's prayer. Sarah's jealousy. When Sarah saw that Hagar was pregnant, she became jealous. In the Torah, when Hagar realized she was pregnant, she began to despise her mistress. Sarah said to Abram, injustice has befallen me because of you. Genesis 16:4-5. Sarah began to mistreat Hagar. Hagar could not bear it and fled. While she was sitting by a spring in the desert, an angel appeared to her, Hagar, return to your mistress and submit to her. I will multiply your descendants so much that they cannot be counted. You will have a son, and name him Ishmael. Hagar returned. And Ishmael was born. Migration to Mecca, do not abandon Hagar and Ishmael. When Ishmael was a baby, God commanded Prophet Abraham, take Hagar and Ishmael and take them to a distant place and leave them there. Prophet Abraham was surprised. But my God, there's no one there, no water, no food. God said, I command you. Go. Prophet Ibrahim obeyed. He took Hagar and the infant Ishmael. They set off on a camel. They traveled for days. Finally, in the middle of the desert, they arrived at Mecca. At that time, Mecca was deserted. There was no one there. There were no trees, no water. Just a dry, barren valley. Prophet Ibrahim left a basket of dates and a water skin under a tree. Then he started to return. Hagar ran after him, Ibrahim. Where are you going? Are you leaving us here? Prophet Ibrahim did not answer. He continued walking. Hagar asked again, you are leaving us here. Why? Prophet Ibrahim again did not answer. Hagar finally understood. She asked, did God command this? Prophet Ibrahim turned and nodded, yes. Hagar surrendered, then he will not abandon us. And she returned. After Prophet Ibrahim departed, he turned and looked towards Mecca. He prayed, Our Lord, I have settled some of my offspring near your sacred house, in a barren valley, so that they may worship you. Our Lord, incline the hearts of the people towards them, and provide them with sustenance from the produce so that they may be grateful. Ibrahim 14:37. This prayer was accepted. Today, Mecca is the holiest city for Muslims. The second holiest is Jerusalem. In the Torah, this event is different. There, Hagar and Ishmael are expelled because of Sarah's jealousy. But in the Quran and Islamic sources, this is God's command. The gushing of Zamzam, Hagar stayed there with her baby. The water ran out. The dates ran out. Ishmael began to cry from thirst. Hagar panicked. "What am I going to do?" she said. She looked around. She saw two hills, Safa and Marwa. She ran to Safa. She climbed up. She scanned the surroundings. Is anyone there? She looked. No one was there. She ran to Marwa. She looked again. Still no one was there. She ran between Safa and Marwa 7 times. Then she returned to her baby. And a miracle. Water was gushing out at the baby's feet. Hagar shouted with joy, "Zam! Zam! Stop! Stop!" The water was abundant. It would fill the surroundings. Hagar surrounded it with stones. The water collected like a pool. This is Zamzam water. Even today, millions of people drink Zamzam water. They seek healing. This event is not directly mentioned in the Quran, but it is described in detail in the Hadiths. In the Torah, it is stated as follows: Hagar was lost in the wilderness. She ran out of water. She put the child under a bush and cried, "I cannot bear to see my child die." Then God sent his angel, "Do not be afraid, Hagar. God has heard the child's cry. Get up and pick him up." Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well. She went and filled her water skin. Genesis 21:14-19. Both sources have in common, God gave them water. The Jurhum tribe and Ishmael's growth. After some time, the Jurhum tribe passed by. They saw birds in the sky. "There is water here," they said. They came and found Hagar and Ishmael. "Can we stay here?" they asked. Hagar said, "Yes, but the water is mine." They agreed. The Jurhum tribe settled in Mecca. Prophet Ishmael grew up among them. He learned Arabic from them. In the Quran, Ishmael was one of the messengers, true to his word. He commanded his family to worship and to pay zakat, and he was one of those who were pleasing to his Lord. Maryam 19:54-55. Prophet Ibrahim's visits. Prophet Ibrahim would occasionally come to Mecca. He would visit his son. One day he came, and Ishmael was not at home. Ishmael had recently married. He was hunting. There was a commotion. Prophet Ibrahim asked her, "Where is Ishmael?" The woman, "He's hunting." Prophet Ibrahim, "How are you making a living?" The woman complained, "Badly. We are in distress. We are poor." Prophet Ibrahim was saddened. As he was leaving, he said to the woman, "When Ishmael comes, tell him, let him change his threshold." When Ishmael came, his wife told him. Prophet Ibrahim understood, "My father wants me to divorce you." And he divorced her. Then she married someone else. Prophet Ibrahim came again after a while. Again Ishmael was not there. He spoke to his new wife, "How are you?" The woman, "We are very well, thank God. God has given us abundant blessings." Prophet Abraham rejoiced. As he was leaving, he said, "When Ishmael comes, tell him, let him guard your threshold." Ishmael came, and his wife told him. Prophet Ishmael understood, My father wants me to stay with you, and they were happy. This story is mentioned in the Hadiths. It is not in the Torah. The construction of the Kaaba. Years passed. Prophet Ishmael grew up and got married. One day, Prophet Abraham came. My son, he said, God has commanded me. We will build a house here. Prophet Ishmael, command me, father. And together they began to build the Kaaba. In the Quran, and when Abraham and Ishmael were raising the foundations of the house Kaaba, saying, Our Lord, accept from us. Indeed, you are hearing, knowing. Al-Baqarah 2:127. Prophet Abraham was bringing the stones. Prophet Ishmael was building it. There was a stone that Prophet Abraham stepped on, reaching high places. That stone is the Maqam Ibrahim. It is still next to the Kaaba today. The footprints of Prophet Abraham are on it. When they finished the Kaaba, God commanded, proclaim the pilgrimage to the people. They will come to you on foot and on every kind of mount from afar. 22:27. Prophet Abraham climbed a hill. He cried out, O people! Your Lord has built a house for himself. He has made the pilgrimage obligatory for you. Come, visit it. His voice reached the whole world. God made it known. It is said that every pilgrim who will come from that day until the day of judgment said Labbaik. Here I am. At that moment. The construction of the Kaaba is not mentioned in the Torah. But the Quran describes it in detail. Hajar al-Aswad, black stone. While building the Kaaba, it was necessary to place a stone in one corner. Prophet Ibrahim said to Prophet Ismail, find a special stone. Prophet Ismail searched. He could not find a suitable stone. When he returned, he saw that his father had placed a stone in the corner. He asked, where did the stone come from, father? Prophet Ibrahim said, Gabriel brought it. That stone is the Hajar al-Aswad, black stone. It is said that the stone came from paradise. At that time, it was white, shining like light. But it turned black because of the sins of people. Today, it is in the corner of the Kaaba. Pilgrims kiss or greet it. This stone is not mentioned in the Torah. It is only found in Islamic sources. The glad tidings of Isaac. Prophet Ibrahim was growing old. He was now 99 years old. Sarah was also old. She was 89 years old. One day, angels came. They were in human form. Young, handsome, Prophet Abraham hosted them. He brought a roasted calf. But he saw that the angels were not eating. In the Quran, when he saw that their hands did not reach for the food, he was surprised by them and felt fear in his heart. They said, do not fear. We have been sent to the people of Lot. Hud 1170. The angels were actually going to destroy the people of Lot. But first, they brought good news to Prophet Abraham. His wife stood and laughed. And we gave her the good news of Isaac, and after Isaac, Jacob. Hud 1171. Sarah was astonished, woe to me! Shall I give birth while I am so old and my husband is old? This is truly astonishing. Hud 11:72. Angels, are you astonished at God's command? May God's mercy and blessings be upon you, people of the house. Hud 11:73. The same event is also in the Torah. The Lord appeared to Abraham. He saw 3 men. He prepared food for them. One said, next year at this time Sarah will have a son. Sarah was listening in the tent, and she laughed. I am old, and my husband is old, how can I bear a child? She said. Genesis 18:1-12. And so it happened. A year later, Sarah became pregnant. Prophet Abraham, who was 100 years old, gave birth to a son from Sarah, who was 90 years old. They named him Isaac. Isaac means to laugh in Hebrew, because Sarah laughed. 2 sons, 2 lineages. Now Prophet Abraham had 2 sons, one Ishmael, from Hagar, the ancestor of the Arabs. Prophet Muhammad is descended from him. 2 Isaac, from Sarah, the ancestor of the Israelites. Prophet Moses and Prophet Jesus are descended from him. Both sons became prophets. In the Quran, we granted him Isaac and after Isaac Jacob. And we made them all righteous servants. Al-Anbiya 21:72. Remember Ishmael, Isaac, and Jacob. They were men of strength and insight. Al-Sad 38:45. In the Torah, Ishmael is not given much importance. Isaac is prominent. Because the Torah is the book of the Israelites. But the Quran praises both of them. Both are prophets. The great trial, the command to sacrifice his son. The most difficult event in the life of Prophet Abraham was now approaching. One night, he saw in a dream, he was sacrificing his son. The next night, he saw the same dream again. The third night, again, he understood, this is a command from God. Because the dreams of prophets are revelations. But which son the Quran does not give a name. It only says son. Islamic scholars have differed, some say, it is Ishmael. Some say, it is Isaac. The majority opinion is, it is Ishmael. Because, the Quran implies that Isaac was given the good news after the sacrifice event. Ishmael was in Mecca. The event took place in Mina near Mecca. There are references to Ishmael in the hadiths. In the Torah, it is explicitly called Isaac. God said, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah and offer him as a burnt sacrifice." Genesis 22:2. In both versions, Prophet Abraham went to his son. "My son," he said, "I saw in a dream that I sacrificed you. What do you say?" In the Quran, his son's answer is, "Father, do what you have been commanded." To him is the return. You will find me among those who are patient with God. Safat 37:102. What a mature answer. The child submitted to his father. "Command me, Father." Place of sacrifice, Mina. Prophet Abraham took his son and went to Mina. Today, Mina is the place where sacrifices are made during Hajj. On the way, Satan appeared before them 3 times, the first time, "O Abraham, where are you going?" Prophet Abraham threw a stone at him. Satan fled. The second time, "O Ishmael, your father will kill you." Prophet Ishmael threw a stone. Satan fled. The third time, he came again, and stones were thrown again. That is why today, Muslims throw stones at Satan during Hajj. It is a repetition of what Prophet Abraham and Ishmael did. Finally, they arrived at Mina. Prophet Abraham laid his son down. In the Quran, when they both submitted to God and he laid him on his forehead. Safat 37:103. That is, they both submitted to God. Prophet Abraham took the knife in his hand. His son said, "Father, bind my hands so I cannot struggle. Blindfold me so I cannot feel pain. Sharpen your knife so I cannot suffer. Have mercy on my mother, she will be very sad." Prophet Abraham was weeping. He put the knife to his throat. And he pulled it. But, the knife did not cut. God commanded, "O Abraham, you have fulfilled your dream. Thus do we reward the righteous." This was indeed a clear test. Saphat 37 104-106. And Gabriel sent down a ram from heaven. We gave him a great ransom. Saphat 37 107. Prophet Abraham sacrificed the ram. His son was saved. In the Torah, as Abraham stretched out the knife to slaughter his son, an angel of the Lord called out from heaven, "Do not lay your hand on the child. I know that you now fear God." When Abraham looked up, he saw a ram caught in the bushes by its horns. He went and brought it and sacrificed it in place of his son. Genesis 22:10-13. Both sources state, God saved his son. A ram was sacrificed in his place. This is the origin of Eid al-Adha. Every year, Muslims commemorate this event by sacrificing an animal. The last years of Prophet Abraham. Prophet Abraham was growing old. He spent most of his life in Palestine, the land of Canaan. He lived in Hebron. There was the oak grove of Mamre. He would occasionally go to Mecca to visit Prophet Ishmael. According to the Torah, he died at the age of 175. Abraham, having grown old and with his days to go, breathed his last. Genesis 25:7-8. Both his sons, Ishmael and Isaac, buried him. His sons Ishmael and Isaac buried him in the cave of Machpelah. Genesis 25:9. The cave of Machpelah is in Hebron. Today, both Jews and Muslims consider it sacred. The Quran does not describe the death of Prophet Abraham in detail. However, it emphasizes that he was a Hanif, one who turned to God and not a polytheist. Abraham was neither a Jew nor a Christian. He was only one who turned to the truth. He was not one of the polytheists. Al-Imran 367. Prophet Abraham's characteristics and nicknames. What kind of person was Prophet Abraham according to estimates? Physical characteristics: he was tall, dark-skinned, had curly hair and a thick beard. He was handsome. Occupation: in his youth, he was a cloth merchant. Later, he worked as a farmer. He cultivated the land and raised animals in the land of Canaan. Character: he was very patient, generous, and compassionate. He was hospitable. He always had guests in his home. Nicknames: Friend of God. His most important nickname: Father of the Prophets. Because all the prophets who came after him descended from him. Leader of the monotheists. One of the 5 great prophets of determination. Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad. In the Quran, it is said about Prophet Abraham, Abraham was undoubtedly a nation like a community in himself, devoted to God, and not of the polytheists. Nahl 16:120. God took Abraham as a friend. Nisa 4:125. Comparison of the Torah, the Bible and the Quran. Prophet Abraham is very important in all 3 religions. Common points: he migrated from Ur to Haran, and from there to Canaan. He was married to Sarah and Hagar. He had 2 sons, Ishmael and Isaac. He was tested with the sacrifice of his son. He was hospitable, generous, and righteous. He made a special covenant with God. He lived for 175 years. He was buried in Hebron. Different points: in the Torah, there is no mention of being thrown into the fire. There is no mention of breaking idols, only in the Midrash. There is no argument with Nimrod. There is no mention of the construction of the Kaaba. Ismail was sacrificed because of Sarah's jealousy. The Israelites are the chosen people, descendants of Isaac. In the Quran, the throwing into the fire is described in detail. The breaking of idols is described in detail. There is an argument with Nimrod. The construction of the Kaaba is described in detail. Ishmael was most likely sacrificed. Hagar and Ishmael were killed by God's command. Sent to Mecca. Ishmael and Isaac, both blessed. Jews, Christians, and Muslims should not only claim Prophet Abraham for their own religion. Religious books should be read, and one should approach God with their mind and heart. In the Bible, stories from the Torah are repeated. Prophet Abraham is mentioned in the lineage of Prophet Jesus. Abraham's faith is given as an example. Paul makes Prophet Abraham a symbol of faith. The biggest difference, the Quran does not accept Prophet Abraham as either Jewish or Christian. He was only a Hanif, one who turns to God. Heirs of Prophet Abraham. After Prophet Abraham, two great lineages came, one the lineage of Ishmael Arabs, they lived in Mecca. They protected the Kaaba. Prophet Muhammad came from this lineage. Islam spread from this branch. To the lineage of Isaac Israelites, they lived in Canaan. Prophet Jacob Israel, Prophet Joseph, Prophet Moses, Prophet David, Prophet Solomon, Prophet Jesus, all came from this lineage. Judaism and Christianity came from this branch. Interestingly, both lineages accept Prophet Abraham as their ancestor. In the Quran, say, we believe in God and in what has been revealed to us and in what was revealed to Abraham and Ishmael and Isaac and Jacob and their descendants and in what was revealed to Moses and Jesus and in what was revealed to the other messengers from their Lord. We make no distinction between any of them. We have submitted to him. Al-Baqarah 2:136. In other words, Islam believes in all the prophets. It loves them all. Messages from Prophet Abraham to our time. What do we learn from the story of Prophet Abraham? 1. The search for monotheism. Prophet Abraham was born into a pagan family. But he used his intellect. He looked at the stars, the moon, and the sun. He said, these set. Therefore, they cannot be gods. And he found the one God. We too must use our intellect. We should not blindly imitate. 2. Disobeying one's father. Prophet Abraham respected his father. But he did not hesitate to speak the truth. He said, Father, do not worship idols. Sometimes, we need to say no even to our parents. But respectfully and politely. 3. Determination and patience. He was thrown into the fire, driven from his homeland, tested with the sacrifice of his son. But he never gave up. We too experience difficulties in life. But we must be patient. 4. Submission. Sacrifice your son, he was told. It wasn't logical. But Prophet Abraham didn't question it. He submitted. Sometimes we don't understand God's commands. But we must trust and submit. 5. Family institution. Prophet Abraham had 2 wives and 2 sons. He treated everyone fairly. He didn't neglect anyone. Family is important. We must value both our spouse and our children. 6. Hospitality. There were always guests in Prophet Abraham's house. Even angels visited in human form. We should also treat our guests well. 7. Praying. Prophet Abraham constantly prayed. For his children, for Mecca, for his people, we should also pray to God. He hears prayers. Conclusion. Friend of God. Prophet Abraham is known as friend of God. Why? Because he completely submitted to God. He obeyed every command. He never rebelled. He was thrown into the fire, and he said, God is sufficient for me. He was told to sacrifice his son, and he said, "Yes, sir." He was told to leave his homeland, and he said, "Immediately." That is why God took him as a friend. Today, billions of people remember Prophet Abraham. Muslims, Jews, Christians. They all accept him as their ancestor. Every year, millions of people visit the Kaaba, which he built. Every year, millions of people sacrifice in his memory. In every act of worship, they say, "God, guide us to the right path, just as you guided Abraham and his family." Prophet Abraham is not just a prophet. He is a symbol. A symbol of monotheism, submission, and patience. May God be pleased with Prophet Abraham. May his rank be high, and may his soul rest in peace. And never forget that God tests his beloved servants with difficulties. Think of that great trial. The father is about to sacrifice his son. The son says, "Command me, Father." Both surrender to God. Both are patient. The knife is about to touch their throats. But God saves them. Perhaps you also face trials in your life, perhaps you encounter difficulties. Surrender like Prophet Abraham. The knife is in place. God will save you too. With peace, confidence, and surrender, may God make our hearts like the heart of Prophet Abraham.